Hey, I got somebody on here. Can you say hello? Let me know if you can hear me or not. Or the chat is open also at the bottom. Oh, this looks crazy. Hmm. What's up? Oh, I see Paige Rogers. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Please give me a big thumbs up if y'all can hear me. My name is Mrs. Pinky, and this is Mrs. Pinky Thoughts. And I tried to go live on Periscope yesterday, and it didn't work. So we're gonna try to see if I can do this through YouTube. I had to wait 24 hours, so sorry I have to do this on Friday afternoon. Oh, you heard me. Hey, girl, how are you doing? I just hope other people that are have a break can just wind on up. I just wanted to show America and even the world that yes, I'm indeed a real person. I'm not a white Russian. Jig is up. So we're gonna try this. This is my first time trying this. Sorry if it's jiggly, cause I am using my cell phone and I'm holding it too. So until I can, either get some Patreon subscribers or some actual cash, then maybe I can upgrade. But for now, this is as good as it's gonna get. But at least you guys can see that I am indeed a real live human being. I wouldn't even know how to be a Russian bot because I have no idea where I would live in Russia. All I know is Russia is cold, and as you can see with my blanket, I don't like the cold. I don't know if you have a lot of followers page or if any of my other followers even know, but if you can spread the word that yes, I am live right now on YouTube, maybe people can get a little bit more of my thoughts. I do have a podcast posted on anchor.fm/MRS PINKY 85 if people want to check that out. I'm here just chilling. And it's been about 4 minutes. I haven't seen a whole lot of people come in here yet. So we'll see what happens when more people come in. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm trying to tweet at the same time. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know a lot of people are busy. It's a Friday afternoon, but I thought I'd give it a try right now before um, my connection goes out or something happens with my household. If you see it jiggling or wiggling, it's because I'm holding it in my hand. It's getting tight a little bit, but that's what happens when you only have one Patreon customer. But Pat is beautiful for donating, and we'll see who else can visit me at patreon.com/MRS_PINKY and hit your girl up, and maybe I can get some more equipment and get this grassroots young black conservative thing going to let people know that we're out here. And if anybody else want to chat and say, hey, I'm here, I'm going to just be staring at my computer until I see more people show up. And then people can ask me questions about myself, my life, conservatism, what my values are. And I'll just start talking from there. But I'm just going to be chilling here on Twitter for about a couple hours until I get hungry and want to eat some dinner. I've been meaning to ask you, Pastor Rogers, what was your denomination? Are you um, Pentecostal, Baptist? I wanted to know what denomination you were. I've been meaning to ask you that for the longest. Okay. What Episcopalian means, I can barely say it. I was raised apostolic, which is underneath the holiness and Pentecostal branch. But non-denomination seems a little bit more inclusive than and all encompassing than just saying I'm apostolic or I'm this or that. But I don't even know if I can claim apostolic anymore. I haven't been to church in a while. Yeah, it's bad me. But I thought it would be something cool since you called yourself pastor that I at least respectfully ask what was your denomination. But that's pretty cool. That's awesome. We Christians really need to come to bed together as one body of Christ because there's a lot of people that actually need Jesus in their lives right now, and even if they don't want to accept him, they can at least see him as a good. Oh, okay, cool. With the story of Anthony Bourdain, the celebrity chef, and Kate um, Spade, both taking their own lives, I really feel like there's a lot of people crying out for attention and help nowadays. And I can share a personal story of my own life that I did at one point or another contemplate suicide. And I swear to God, if it wasn't for him, I probably would have been in the same boat as these people. And a lot of people, joke and say, oh, people who commit suicide are weak, or people who think about it are weak. But if you haven't ever walked their shoes, or you never lived their exact life, or you just don't know what someone's struggling with, the best thing you can do is just try to reach out the best way you can. You can't stop someone who really is intent on killing themselves, but you can try to be a friend and a lending hand. And I think with these celebrities that are taking their own lives, they're showing that a lot of times people think money or status will make their lives better, and that's not necessarily the case. And mental illness and suicide can wreck homes. It can touch anybody. It is the most inclusive thing there is that suicide exists. And I just wish people saw themselves how I see the human race, and it's beautiful. I know we tend to always, oh yes, one of the times that I thought about it was when I was very, very depressed, and I just seemed like all I did was lay there on the couch, and I was just like a bump on a log, and the desire to just sleep or just not be here anymore, and just not participate, not even want to inhale or exhale, or not to just deal anymore. It can weigh real, real heavy on you, and a lot of times people don't realize that there's not just physical things out there that are attacking you. It's also spiritual. It's the spiritual realm. There are entities out there that really want your soul, and they're fighting for your soul behind closed doors, and you really don't know that it's a warfare day in and day out, and that waking up every morning and going to sleep every day is a blessing. And a lot of people struggle with just the mundane getting up and going to bed, that they will just swallow some pills, drive their car into a wall, grab a gun, grab a rope, and they'll just call it a day. And those people are not the ones that are weak. The ones that are weak are the ones who pick on people like this. The ones that are weak are the ones who bully and cause trauma. The ones that are weak are the ones who are out there hurting people. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. You lost a nephew to suicide in to August 28th. Oh, wow. I can't begin to list the number of people that I actually know personally and professionally that have committed suicide. And like I said, I've actually myself have contemplated it. And I don't tell people this to brag about my lifestyle or how good God's been. I just tell people that to say that yes, suicide is the issue. And one of the things that bug me just a little bit, not a lot, because I know some people are mentioning it today, is that we lose veterans every week. Some people say the number is 22 veterans a day. I don't know if it's that high or that low, but I do know that there are a number of non-famous people who are just sitting on their end of the rope right now, and they don't have the platform or their notoriety or their attention. And some people do it suicide by cops. Some people do it by drug abuse. Some people do it by sexual exploitation. Some people are smiling dead in your face and hurting and screaming on the inside. And I think that there is a testament to the moral decay of our society that so many people see suicide as an out. I had to realize for myself that suicide is not a solution. It's just a permanent problem to a temporary issue. And that there are groups and helps out there. Now, I do feel like a lot of people are accepting any old thing to stop people from killing themselves. And just because you might kill yourself don't mean that what you're doing in your life is right. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you're doing is okay. And yes, yes, Pastor, it is very, very tragic that a lot of people are out here wanting to end their own lives. And I think one of the biggest things that we've done in society that's done a disservice to our fellow man is that we devalued human life. We don't recognize an infant as the blessing that God has bestowed. We don't realize how getting old is a blessing. We don't realize how every birthday, every waking moment is a blessing. And we don't realize that people of all walks of life have feelings. Sometimes we negate the feelings of the rich. We negate the feelings of even the majority. We negate the feelings of politicians. We negate the feelings of our own family members. And sometimes we negate ourselves. A lot of times people who are the most depressed are the people who seem the happiest. And that's because they want to share that happiness that they don't have in their own life. I realize that a lot of times the funniest people are the ones that are most depressed, and the ones who are suffering silently are those who don't go to the doctors and get checked up. We do a lot of checking up on our physical health, and we do a lot of checking up on who's dating who or who's doing what, but we don't check our mental health, our spiritual health, our financial health, and then we wonder what happens when everything is falling apart. I know I'm very, very guilty of pushing my own health to the side. And it's not anybody who's in my life fault but mine. But sometimes you just get so caught up in trying to make money, trying to provide for your family, trying to take care of all these responsibilities that even though you put on your own plate, that you don't take 10, 20 minutes out of your own life to evaluate what's going on. And I think that it's very, very sad because Anthony Bourdain never met me a day in his life, and I've read his book. I, cooked. I watched some of his cooking shows. We actually in the military, I was a military cook, and I went to culinary school for about 3 weeks. And my teacher, he was an E7, he was a sergeant first class, and he is the one who turned me on to Anthony Bourdain and his opinions about cooking. And I don't really realize that the amount of strangers that actually liked the guy and actually followed him mattered anymore when it came down to, I don't know if he was suffering from a disease. I don't know exactly what led him to this walk, but at the end of the day, and then I saw also another story about Charles Krauthammer. I'm sorry, I'm saying his name wrong, but I do know he's always on Fox News, and he's always with the Washington Post, and he's always talking about political issues, and he's always, giving his opinion. And what I noticed today is that just because he happened to be a conservative and right winger and had a lot of people who disagree with him, a lot of people were saying some real, real hurtful things. And I was wondering, like, at a time of like devastation, you really are messing with fragile family members. You're messing with his children, you're messing with his loved ones, and you never know what you can say that could be pushing someone over the edge. I don't care if you disagree with his politics. You can disagree with him all day, every day. But what I don't understand is this need to come out and let the world know that you find him disgusting, or you hope you saying, oh, well, he's dying, so that doesn't negate what he did. It doesn't matter. I'm like, why spit on his grave and he ain't even in the ground yet? I don't know what led him to the beliefs that he has. And I don't know the man day to day. I mean, he could be a really, really nice guy. And just because you see clips of the guy on Fox News or you see snippets of his articles doesn't mean you know the man. And I don't understand where people get this idea where they can base, a opinion on somebody that's dying. I've seen people do that to Whitney Houston when she passed away. Everybody was like, "Oh, she's a cokehead and she deserved to die because she did coke." But who knows what led her to that? We don't know what these celebrities go through behind closed doors to live this lifestyle that they do, where they under the thumb of public scrutiny. I mean, I'm sitting here wondering about this little double chin I got right here. I can't imagine someone like Beyonce and what she goes through every day. Yeah, she's a millionaire, but that doesn't mean her life is in a struggle. It doesn't mean that she has obligations. And it's just really, really, really disgusting to me, how people are so willing to jump on somebody, especially in their deathbed. I can see if you had the guts to say that while they was alive, but it's just so much easier to hate on somebody than. Yes, yes, he was paralyzed from the neck down. And it's just devastating to see. And I think that's actually a testament to who he was, that he was paralyzed from the neck down and he still took time out of his life to try to help in a way that he thought. There's people who are able-bodied who, don't want to get up and don't want to live their lives. And if, you can look at somebody that, oh, he was paralyzed from the neck down. What am I doing? How am I contributing? I mean, he was still able to write and voice his opinion and was in facet of his mind. And he even gave his followers the respect to let them know that he couldn't continue on. And I think that is honorable above whatever political gripes I have. I don't get it. Like, there's a lot of jokes I've made about President Obama and President George W. Bush, even Clinton. And there's even jokes I made about Donald Trump, and I still do, about him being orange, about him having baby hands. But I don't think I would ever, this is just, death is something different than life. And even my comment about Oliver Willis, if he came out and he apologized and he said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say this about him," and da da da, I would take back my comment I said about him, because you never know where you will be if something, God forbid, happened to you. And I just can't, I don't know if it's me being too nice, because some people can say I be mean, but I don't know. It's just, if someone had actually been there and ready to, smother my face with a pillow, or, I mean, I literally was in a Humvee in Iraq sitting there contemplating how I would do it. I didn't even care, if anymore. I was like, you know what? Should I run this vehicle into here? Should I take my M4? Should I jump off a building? Like, I got to the point where it was that bad, where I went, and God forbid that I did it. I don't know how devastating that would be to my mother and father, how devastating that would have been to my siblings. I don't know how it would affect my unit. I don't know what would have happened to, the destiny of my life. Now I have a wonderful husband. I have and, every day is not always rainbows and butterflies. In the Bible or nowhere ever guarantees you that this life is going to be easy. If you ever want to just open up to the book of Job and look at what Job went through. I mean, he did nothing really, and he got leprosy. His kids died, and then he had all his friends, the so-called, ones that was close to him, telling him to curse God and to give up. I mean, you can go through David and when he lost a baby just because of what he did with Bathsheba. You can go into even Christ himself was sinless, and look at the way the world treated him. I mean, it's just so much going on. I'm not saying that these martyrs, negate what you're going through. And I'm not even saying what you're going through isn't bad. But I just really believe that there isn't anything that's too hard for God. I really do not believe that. And I know some people say, how can you believe in God? How can you believe in a higher power? How can you talk to something that lets all this devastation happen? How can you believe in something like that? And honest to God, it's my own life. My own life. I could have died at 16. I could have died when a guy brandished a gun in my face. I could have died when I was a rape survivor. The guy who could have raped me and then killed me. I mean, I was in war twice. I mean, I lived in the inner city. I came from a family of struggling. I got my own mental health issues. I mean, I got to a place where I was just ready. It's not about like you really thinking about life or death. It's more about you just being done. Like, God, I know you want me to be 50. I know you want me to be 60. I know you want me to be 90, but I can't. I feel like I can't lift this load. I feel like I got too much on my plate. I can't carry it. I can't eat it. My body's not working right. My knees don't want to work. My back don't want to work. I don't got money. I don't got, you know. Oh, exactly. I understand that. I understand that fully. I would never, because belief is about, has some freedom in it. And I believe, my highest belief is belief of freedom. And it says, who the Son set free is free indeed. Meaning that even Christ, even God doesn't force you. And I know some people will be like, well, if you don't believe in God, you'll go to hell. So how can he not force you? And I'm like, well, if that's the case regardless if you believe or not. So even at the end of the day, you're still, choosing to believe in God. And God is not sending you anywhere. You choosing to spend eternity without him. You're spending to choose eternity. What you're doing is up to you. This life that you have actually wasn't your choice. It was two people that got together and had a baby, and boom, you was here. Okay? But what you do with that life is up to you, you know? And like, some people are like, how are you Christian but you have a transgender friend? How are you Christian and you have gay friends? Or how are you a Christian and you have Jewish friends? Because my highest belief is freedom. It's not my job to live your life for you. It's not my job to tell you how to live your life. So if you want to be in a gay relationship, by all means. If you want to buy a gun, by all means. I only stop when there's like life involved. That's why I stop at abortion, because people say, okay, if you believe in freedom, how do you salvage abortion? Well, I feel like that baby is not your life. And I didn't I always believe that. I used to believe that abortion was okay for others and not for me. But it wasn't until I had my miscarriage and I really believed and I really recognized that child, if I decided to kill it, would have been okay by the law, but and everybody would have been okay with it. But when I was sad and depressed because I lost that child, that it was the same amount of weeks that it would have been if I went and just had an abortion. I could have went and had an abortion. I told my husband. I could have went and had an abortion. I told nobody. But I believe that that's a life, and every right that we have is built on the right to life. So how you have women's rights, minority rights, gun rights, if you don't have a right to the life you have? And then how can we speak up against suicide? And how can we speak out against, people thinking that they can take their own life if we don't protect life? See, it's two things on the end of the spectrum. Like, we have laws now where people can give up their life. They can say, okay, cancer is too hard. I want to end my life. But we don't have the same laws to protect the innocent that can't speak for themselves. Now, we always talking about Me Too, and we talking about all this other stuff. But what about them? How you gonna protect the grown person? How you gonna protect the immigrant? How you gonna protect the war victim? How you gonna protect veterans when we can't protect our youngest? No one says, hey, I'm pregnant. Welcome to this fetus shower. Welcome to this parasite shower. Welcome to this clump of cells shower. Welcome to, congratulations, you having a clump of cells. But when the woman doesn't want to have a child, then it's all that. I understand that you saying a woman should have autonomy to her body, but that child is not her body. That child's not her body, and that's science. That's not something I made up. That's not religious. That's science. That baby has separate DNA. It has separate bloodstream. It has a beating heart. It has a brain. It has a nervous system. It has everything that makes a human. You saying XO? You're saying you're a lefty? You're saying you're a Democrat? Because I would really love to discuss this stuff with a left leaning person. I really would love to understand your mindset, because I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. I grew up around Democrats. I grew up with left leaning family members. I grew up in every single box that you can check to make me a Democrat, but I'm not. And I can explain to you why I'm not, but I still can't, in my mind, settle with why people are Democrat. And if you're a Democrat and you're liberal and you're listening and you check my Twitter, you check my Facebook, you check twitchy.com, you came to my podcast on anchor.fm/MRS-PINKY 85, you came through iTunes, you came some kind of way to my page, you came through pages page, and you're not a conservative, or you think the Republicans are evil, please let me know. Okay, see you later, camp. I know a lot of people are working. Maybe I'll do this live stream on the weekend, and maybe I'll get a lot more people involved for the live stream. I know a lot of people have to work, and they have to pay the bill. So go ahead and have a good day. And I know a lot of more people might jump on after 5 o'clock. I might take a break because my arm is tired of holding this phone. But I really wanted to jump on and talk about suicide awareness, suicide prevention. I wanted to talk about conservative values. I want to talk about the right to life. I know a lot of times we talk about the right to life just as pro abortion, but it's more to it than that. We got to talk about the life people are living and how conservative values can help. What conservative values are as opposed to what we think they are. And, oh, left of sanity. Okay. uh, all right. Oh, no problem, no problem. I'm always up to discuss this stuff. I mean, I talk about this stuff all the time. It just wasn't for. I have to shout out my friends and family over at freedomreconnection.com. They all was my friends at twitchy.com over there where Polita Bunny is. And I have Queen Bee, I have Humanitarian Stew, I have Elf, I have we call them Guy Fox. I don't know people's real names. I'm just going by the screen names. And a lot of them actually pushed me to come to this point where I actually reveal my face and stuff because at first I didn't. I just lurked. I watched on twitchy.com. I comment here and there. I comment there. And then I went over to freedomreconnection.com because we had more freedom to speak our minds. And then I asked people over there. And over like about, I think, 5 or 6 years, it just got to the point where I said, I have to say something. I have to get out there. I have to say something. I have to show people my face that I'm not white, I'm not a troll, I'm not a Democrat. I'm just me, and I just put a couple of things together in my head, and I have a lot to say. So I made a podcast where I can, you know, stick to certain topics because I can talk all day long. And I really would want anybody who knows Democrats or who has Democrat followers or Democrat trolls to go ahead and send this to them. He's good people. Okay. I understand. Okay. Um, I give everybody a good chance to call them good people until they show me otherwise. I don't know. Like I even thought following Fox.com and following Oliver Willis was okay until I found out who he was and his friend Ezra over there. They don't know where the Gaza Strip is. They think it's a bridge over there in the Middle East. And I actually been to the Middle East and I've actually seen Sunni and Shia Muslims fight each other. And I've actually talked to um, Arabic Muslims and Muslims that are not American Muslims because there's actually a difference cultural wise between where you learn and where you find a Muslim from. So sometimes we would just, shoot in the breeze and I would ask them, okay, so you're a Muslim who believe in, polygamy. Why? Why would you try to do that? And then I would talk to another Muslim and then they would tell me about Muhammad and Mecca and all that. And then I would ask them this other question. And then I would actually invite them in Iraq to our chaplain that we had a church in Iraq that was called Lying in Judah, and I was on the choir and I sung a little bit when I wasn't on duty, and I would actually invite people, and I always challenge people. They say, "Oh, don't challenge God." I was like, Isaiah challenged God. Abraham, if he never challenged God, Lot would have never got away. So, I think if you believe anything, it should be able to stand up to scrutiny, including the Word of God, including Jesus, including conservative values, including Ted Cruz, including Trump, including Obama. Like, if you believe something, then you should be willing to challenge it. And do I have the answers to everything? Nope. Do I have questions about my faith and doubts? Yes. But this idea that I'm supposed to be a lefty, I'm supposed to be a Democrat, this idea that I'm supposed to do this or that, I can't get with that. Because as soon as you tell me I'm supposed to do something, I do the other. I do this. I go over here or I go over here. So I developed this podcast, Miss Pinky Thoughts, because my name is Mrs. Pinky, and these are just the thoughts that come out of my head. And I was thinking that, this is how we open up real dialogue. That everybody said they want to debate and they want dialogue. Okay, let's talk. I'll tell you why I believe in gun rights. I'll tell you why I'm pro 2A. I'll tell you why we do this and that. Oh, I know who you are now. I call you Mota, which I have no idea what you mean there. I don't know why I think of Motorola when I read that, but my reading is kind of jacked up. So I'm sorry if any of you come in here and I try to shout you out and I mess up your name because sometimes I'm supposed to say Mrs. Pinky Thoughts and I say Miss. So I'm sorry if I. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm a little slow, so y'all gotta let me know this stuff because I swear, um, if I if I get your name wrong, my bad. Oh, son of Adam backwards. Oh, that's so slick. What? You know my suspended account. Oh, that account when did that get suspended? Man, I am slow. I didn't even know. I almost got suspended a couple of times on Twitter. That's the thing I don't understand about Twitter. If it's a public forum, why is they scared of that challenge? If your idea, is so rock solid, your idea can transform lives. Like Christ came at a time when other ideas was out there. Christ came at a time when nobody was like they were like, you Jews, but you telling us that we can get an ox, on a Saturday, and a Saturday is the Sabbath. And so I don't get this notion where people are like, oh, you're out here challenging my ideas. I hate you and I don't want to talk to you and blah 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 blah. But we have to challenge ideas. We have to be out here discussing this stuff. I mean, I would rather have David Hogue right now, and I would talk directly to him because I had someone stick a gun in my face. I'm a combat veteran. I had, M4, 7 magazines, 30-round clips. I mean, the only reason I don't have nothing right now is because we're debating on whether we want to get a weapon, what we want to get, and where we want to store it, and things like that. And honestly, our neighborhood is not that dangerous to actually need to carry. But you think if I was back in Baltimore, Maryland, I wouldn't have something on my hip? After my brother got shot and left for dead in Baltimore? Shoot, I sure would. You know. Ding dong. Girl, you should have saw how many times we put eggplants everywhere. Hog is a fool. I want to call him a fool, but he's so young that, like, wasn't we all dumb at a certain point when we were younger? Like, if I think about all the things I did as a young soldier, as a private, all the things I did at 18, like how I dropped out of college, but the reason I dropped out of college was so dumb. I mean, yeah, I guess you can call him a fool, but it's one thing to be a fool, but it's another thing to continue to be a fool, you know? The Bible does say, call no man a fool or something like that. Yeah, it says something like that. Don't get me to quote. Don't get me quoting the Bible. I'm gonna make God look bad. Everyone like, what? You said Eve. You talking about Eve the rapper? Like what? Like no, no, no. I don't want to quote too much. I can unless I get on my computer and actually quote the Bible verbatim. But the pastor gonna get you like, no, that's not what it say. I think it said if a guy doesn't if a person doesn't believe in God, he's a fool. I think it's something like that. But it's kind of funny because then they'll tell you that the smartest minds think this and the smartest mind think. And I'm like, who determines who the smartest minds is? I mean, I probably could get a higher degree in blah, 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 but, he made me laugh. I was like, hey, I was like, man, I mean, don't you guys study the Torah for Judaism? Man, I bet you if I studied the Bible like that, I'd probably be better at it, but I don't know. It seems like I'm pausing. I'm actually reading. Shall be in danger of the council, but who shall say thou fool shall be in danger of the Well, I gotta go look at that because I'm gonna look at context because man, I done call so many people a fool. I'm like, honestly, if you think about it, we all children of God, so children usually are very immature, and so we all foolish about something. If it's just my shoe collection or I'm foolish about how I spend my money, I mean. But oh my God, does that bug y'all just a tad bit? I don't know y'all pastors who know the Bible when people just take a verse and just be like, okay, boom. And you're like, wait a minute, he was just telling people, what happened. He's not saying go out there and just, start beating your slaves or servants love your master. He's not saying be a master, be a slave, but Matthew 5:22. Oh, I love when oh my God. The thing that made me laugh the most is when, the thing that made me laugh the most was when so Donald Trump called MS-13 some animals, and then some Catholic priest came on and said Jesus doesn't call people animals, and I was like, I could have sworn he said something about vipers and pigs somewhere in there, Like, I was like, I don't know the verse exactly. But I was like, why do people be saying Jesus didn't do this and Jesus didn't do that before they Google first? Like, I'm going to Google this real quick to see if Jesus did it first. But I'm like, y'all be trying to beat us over the head with Jesus one minute, and then another minute y'all be telling us he ain't real. Like, did he exist or didn't he? Like, um, I don't know. But it's 4:20. I wonder if some people are still at work, and I might be getting a couple people in trouble. I was thinking about taking a break from this live and coming back at like 6 or 6:30, seeing if people are not doing anything with their Friday night tonight, and maybe coming back. And I'm gonna post this video again, so if people want to like look at it later, they can. But man, Periscope didn't even get back to me on Twitter real quick to try to figure out what was going on. This seems like it's working pretty good. Um, Man, now it's Multi gonna have me looking at everybody's screen names backwards now. Like, wait, is that God or that dog's? I don't know. I can't read. Like, I'm gonna be looking at everybody's screen name back. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a break because my hand is getting tired. I'm holding my phone. I wish more people would subscribe once a month, $1 to Patreon, so I can get out here and get some equipment, and then your girl really would be set, and then I can get some, business cards, flyers, and not so much, but actually to spread the idea that minority conservatism is a real thing, female conservatism is a real thing, and gosh, we have to get up and challenge these ideas. I mean, if one thing I can say about liberals is that they really do stick together and they really do organize. I know they control the media and I know they got money, but we can do something. I mean, we shouldn't just sit back and just take it, like just be like, liberals are doing everything. Let's just get beat up. I think we should get out here and do something. I don't know exactly what that something is, but what is my YouTube channel name? That is a good question. Um, do I even have a name for the channel? What is my YouTube channel name? Let's find out. Click on my channel. It's just MRS_PINKY85. I don't know if that's how you can find it, but I'm gonna put this in somewhere on Twitter. Hopefully somebody can grab it and send it around because, like I said, I'm not the most technical expert there is, but I really was not thinking about going to YouTube because YouTube is so starting to restrict people like Prager University and everything, and it just gets kind of annoying that all of these places are starting to restrict conservatives. I know they don't want the ideas to spread, but if your idea is a good idea, then you shouldn't be scared of it spreading. So, but yeah, I think I've been holding my phone for about 40 minutes, so I'm going to take a break, go get some water for my dry mouth, and come back, and hopefully people are off work and I'm not trying to get people fired or nothing just to check me out. But today is National Best Friends Day, so I'm going to shout out all of you guys, especially my best friends over there at freedomreconnection.com that are connecting people's values back with their freedoms. I know I messed that up, but you guys are gonna get me. I know. It's freedom, FREEDOM, reconnection, RECONNECTION.com. And please do not come on here and beat me up because I think my spelling is bad. But we're gonna get it together because I'm gonna send some people over there, and hopefully y'all can send some people over to me, and we can get people to talking about this stuff. We're at 42 minutes and 6 seconds. And this is Mrs. Pinky, and I'm your host, Mrs. Pinky of Mrs. Pinky Thoughts, going live. This is not the actual podcast that I do. I just thought I'd sit here and chat with you guys and have some fun with my beautiful followers. And y'all can get to know me. And if y'all have any questions, concerns, if y'all want to know things about my life, or y'all got, questions about my opinions, hey, check me out. I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. Y'all stay blessed up, and please reach out to anyone and reach out to family members and friends and just talk to your loved ones, because suicide is a real epidemic, and it's something that we really got to get a hold of. And I'm going to go check on the ones that I love and see how they doing, and I'll be right back. He said he has no best friend that saves him money. You would think I would save money without a whole lot of best friends, but nope. All right. See y'all a little bit later. Later today. It's probably gonna be like 6 o'clock, 6:30. What time y'all think is about 6:30, 6 o'clock? I'm gonna go get something to eat right now. So y'all should try to do that too, or go finish up your day. I'll be back on a little later. Love you guys. See y'all later.